So I'll start up at a heavier weight. Let's say, for example, 405 for 12. I did, then I came down 315. I think I did like 23 or something, 25, and then 225 to fail. Normally I can hit in the 40s. So CT calls me and said, hey, son, listen, what you're doing, I don't think you understand that's pretty amazing.
I've learned a lot over the 4 decades of health and fitness and being in the trenches with the greatest in the world. And one of those things I've learned a lot more about and how to build better muscle is nutrition and how it has changed over the decades. And that's why I have the Titan meal plan for you guys out there that are confused about nutrition. I'm gonna set you straight. Get a hold of me today. The link will be in the comments down below for you guys. Everybody, get over to the Titan meal plan, and I'll see you in the Titan crew where I will fine tune any difficulties that you're having.
What up, sexy?
Oh man, that's you. You're doing cardio, so you definitely a step ahead of me.
Yeah, you got your cardio in last night, probably.
Oh, yeah, you know what?
Get it in.
I actually did. Yeah, I did a little something. I need to pick it up more. I'm only at 3 days a week. I need to pick it up a little more.
Well, my man. Hey, first off, again, thanks for sitting down with us out there in Ohio. I appreciate your time. So.
Oh yeah. Oh no doubt. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Absolutely.
How's the rolling going? How's the lifting going?
But you know, I got a lift off September 14th against a good buddy of mine, Joseph Tamarello.
So we got
in
2 weeks till then. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're doing 315 for reps. So when I'm starting to do stuff like that with the little tricep injury I have, I don't roll because I don't want to move too quick and damage something and mess the show up. So I'll be back on the mat after that.
Smart.
Yeah.
So again,
especially rolling gi. Like when I roll gi and, you know, you get to grab and all of that. And so I don't even want to run the risk that.
You can't see. I guess you can't. My bicep is just. We were doing some judo on Sunday, and it's all that grabbing. You just get bruised.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, judo. I don't think people understand that judo's a very, very tough martial art. Extremely tough.
They don't need to know.
Right.
We know.
we know.
Right. So let me jump back then for a second. When did you agree to this press off, this bench press?
It's been months now. It originally started off with another gentleman who unfortunately, you know, pulled out. I don't really care for him too well as a human being anyway. So I think it was best that, you know, we didn't do it.
Right.
So it's been months. And shout out to my boy Gage. Gage is the one who putting it on in Connecticut. And so it's been like I was training for 225, what we were doing. And what happened was when that fell through, Joseph stepped up. Now Joseph's normally not a AMRAP guy, but he's a heavy lifter. So I figured, like, if I want to do that, if Joseph called me and said, look, I don't want to ruin the show. No disrespect. I'm not trying to disrespect you, but do you mind if I step in? And I said, absolutely, because what that does is for the next few weeks, it gets me to train a little more heavier at 315 versus the 225, because I didn't develop such an immunity to 225. Not that it's super easy, but I can throw that around, right? So 315 is a bit more challenge for me. I got to get the bar speed up a little bit, and I think I get some good numbers on that weekend.
I thought my 315 was impressive, moderately. The best I've ever done is I did 26 reps, reverse bench with 315. And
that's equivalent to 50 reps in my world.
you doubled, you killed that.
That reverse grip is crazy. I wish I can't.
Skip the reverse.
I can't.
You did 315, but you were in the 40s. 50. What was your number?
My highest 315 was not this Arnold, but the Arnold before. Well, no, I did it after that, but it was 44. That's the plateau I hit, and I was working on getting more of that. So my numbers is 405. I did 20, 315, 44, and 225,
I
81.
love that.
Raw,
I
raw.
love that. Good, man. Uh, question. Now that you got 2 weeks, will you continue to push it, or are you tapering back? Explain that to us. For these guys out there that go, hey, I would like to do something like 225 for 50 or whatever they want to do out there. You guys listen up to how he's training these last couple weeks. What's the game plan?
So when I get in that mode, I start off with heavier everything, right? Like, so heavier back, heavier shoulders. I don't do much shoulder pressing, but I do, heavier lateral raise. Now, when I say heavier lateral raise, I'm talking things that I still can control, right? So that I can still do these. And I'm not the huge stickler on form due to the fact that I have some body measurements that don't make my form look the greatest like the book does. But I really try to focus on stricter form when it comes to the shoulders, right?
Right.
So I do heavier then I start around, like, so for example, I'll go 2 days a week bench. And the first day is either, now this is something that me and Julius came up with together. For those who don't know, Julius Maddox is the world's strongest raw bencher at 782. I'm sorry. Yeah, 782 on the platform, 796 unofficial. So he'll be going for a big one in October. Right. So anyway, me and him, a lot of people don't notice about him. He does a lot of reps as well. So we just kind of hybrided my program so I get some heavier in as well, because what the idea is to make the weight that I'm trying to achieve go lighter. A lot of people don't know, due to the judo, wrestling, and things like that, I got some pretty tough hip flexors, right? They kind of hurt. So I had a platform made for my feet underneath, because I don't use leg drive and benching at all.
Right.
Well, about 2 months ago, I started only benching Larson press, and I've done some pretty cool stuff as far as my numbers for my liking. I'm not I'm not the internet god when it comes to benching, but I believe for 44 years old, I can Larson press 225. I hit 64 times in Houston. 315, I repped out 32, and then I did my heaviest set was 475 for 2. And again, I like to express this because a lot of people ask me why I don't wear elbow wraps. It's not that I have anything against them. I just never did. So all the benches I do is raw, just straight wrist wraps only, right? Nice. So I started putting my feet back down for certain reps and for certain days. So basically, I was benching twice a week. I never go to the weight that I'm going to compete at. I always go above it. So 320, I went to 325 after we decided we were going to do that. I tried it out. 325 I did for 27. I kind of wasn't happy with that. I kind of wanted 32 or 33. So it just puts me in good mode. I'm using a lot of band work to get the snap on the bench. So after this, we just going to go lighter back days, more repetition on back, more repetition on shoulders, and we're going to start lightening the weight up. I got a heavy bench day Saturday, and then we just going to start, tapering back.
Then you rest up and you finish it out. Nice. I love that. And I also, there's a couple things you said there that I do the same thing. I love the fact that we do above weight that we do for the reps. So when it comes to that day, it's a different approach. It's like we have always the 55-pound bar, and then we always use the old school collars. Yeah. So it's automatically, no matter what we're doing, we're 20 pounds above, 22 pounds above. And I love that because visually it looks like the same, but it's not. And so when you do get down to that weight that you're talking about, so for you guys out there, if you're working it and pushing it like he's going to be doing here, talk to us about the Larson's press. So that's just legs up, right? Yeah,
man. So first of all, I didn't know that Adrian Larson was a guy, right? When I started doing it, Julius did a video on me because I Larson pressed like 405 for 12, and then I did a drop set 405 for 12. Because I normally what I do is I'll go because I'm always in cardio endurance mode, right?
So we just finished one movie. It turned out great. I am loving it. I love the dailies that we see. On to the next project. You finish, you keep going, you keep trying to go. That's, I guess, a better way to say it. And this next movie that I have booked, this is going to take all of me. This is going to take slice to the bone, all the character development, but also I need to be able to move and groove and keep that strength through this process. You'll understand why that is after you see the movie, but keeping the strength is key when you're dieting. And so I'm going to show you how to do that on Power-Bodybuilding. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you over there.
So I'll start up at a heavier weight. Let's say, for example, 405 for 12. I did. Then I came down 315. I think I did like 23 or something, 25, and then 225 to fail. Normally I can hit in the 40s. But Julius did a video on me about that. And he explained that it was a guy named Adrian Larson who actually got on the platform. And I was like, damn, I didn't know that. So CT calls me and said, hey, son, listen, what you're doing, I don't think you understand that that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. And I'm like, yeah, I just heard about this guy. So I looked him up, and that's how he benched on the platform. He had a birth defect with his feet and knees. He had something called club feet, so he couldn't even bend his legs to get it down anyway. So this dude is Larson pressing over, I think he was close to 600 pounds. Larson pressing raw. So I was like,
Jeff, check
no,
Larson.
huh?
What years was that?
I'm sorry, I hear you, Mike.
No, I got my team just checking the years.
Oh yeah,
there.
Adrian Larson, yeah. He does, and you know, I tried to connect with him on social media, you know, to show him love, but he wasn't you know, he's not very active. But I do know he's based out of California, so that's when I started doing it. And I'm gonna be honest, it really helped. First of all, it's targeting straight up chest, right? You are pushing, that is chest.
Right.
Not you can't do anything. Again, I didn't have the best technique as far as leg drive. I didn't have that. I don't know what leg drive is. I got a wider grip because of my shoulder issues, and I know a lot of ignorant people on the internet will believe that wider grip is easier. It's not, because your chest is at a full stretch, constant tension, and I'm doing reps. I'm not doing one press max. So my chest is at full stretch. So when I'm pumping, that lactic acid is building. So I've got a lot of help with how to time those reps from Matt Winning as well, who started having me on. I'm not going to get his secret away. I'll tell you personally. But Matt Winning, I'm just say this. Matt Winning got me from 77 reps at 225 to 81 in 2 weeks.
Good for Matt.
All he did was add one exercise per week. And I was like, oh, I get it. So I've added that too.
Right.
But the Larson press is very difficult. Very difficult. Now, you see people bend their knees, which is still cool. It's no leg drive. But when you put your feet straight out, it's a monster. It's a monster. And I kind of ahead of the curve, Brazilian Jiu-jitsu and wrestling, some Judo. I'm kind of ahead of the curve on that because my core is decently, you know, I don't do a million abs, but my core is decently strong from that. So I adapted real well when I went over to start training that way.
I think it's smart, and I wish more people would. And I don't know why this is. Anybody and everybody that comes into Gold's, a newbie, they always bench like a power lifter, and I never understood that. It didn't make any sense to me. The feet underneath, the complete arch. I go, you guys are just working out to work out. Drop the ass, drop the feet forward, just bench press.
Well, people use. It's so much. How can I say? It's so much bad information out here, right? And what people don't understand is everybody's body is built different. I'm 5'8", I'm 285. I'm 62 inches across, and I got a 59-inch chest, and I have 22-inch arms, right? So my range of motion and anything I do is not going to look the same. This is how I got hurt years ago, trying to force a closer bench.
Right.
And that's how I hurt my shoulder. And it's never been, Mike, I can't even bench 135. I can't even bring it down. It hurts so bad. So I really encourage people to start filling their body out. Everything doesn't look like the book. And Mike, you are a bad example for that because everything you do look exactly like everything we see on the magazine. So look, if you're not built like Michael Hearn, and that's nobody, then you have to find where it's good. Like I don't know many people, but I only know 3 other people that is literally good at the reverse grip. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about not just one rep. I'm talking guys who actually train it. I only know 2 other guys who do that. So we all have different things that we excel at. But what happens is the internet makes us believe this is this, and people go that and they don't get the results, or they don't even understand that it's not targeting where they're supposed to target, and then they get caught up. So now everything you do is wrong.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, that is the internet, right?
Yes, it definitely is.
These guys, go over and follow, and it's Midwest_Kong to just check him out and what he's doing. But he's got 2 more weeks before he steps on the platform and has some fun.
Oh yeah, that's all fun, man. People ask me, they're like, "How do you get hyped for that?" I'm like, "Dude, listen. Coming from mixed martial arts, coming from jiu-jitsu, coming from judo, like weightlifting is a treat. You know what I'm saying? That's I can do that every day of the week. I can challenge the bench press competition every Friday. But it's just what people. I don't take my platform that serious when it comes to athletics. Is what I mean is I'm moving into this space of being more transparent, talking about mental health and things like that. The athletics part of me is the smallest part of my life, because when those weights don't go up that much no more, then I have to have something that people still take from me. So when it comes to that, I don't protect my platform with making people think I'm the greatest lifter in the world. I'll go challenge and we'll be done with it. It's just the mental part for me is a challenge. That's what I love to do. So people just need to relax, get out there and get your workout on, get you a decent diet, and get to it.
Simple enough. I'm going to let you go for now.
All right.
And I'm going to throw this up on YouTube for them to understand what a savage and humble human you are, my man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of work to do, but I'm still all right.
Our next conversation is going to be about the interesting encounter.
Yeah.
We'll go over that another time.
Absolutely.
All right,
y'all take care, man. Good talking to you.
Bye, buddy.
It's that time again to get my blood work done to see where my numbers are. Again, the one big thing for me is I'm keeping track of it. It's so precise. I competed in bodybuilding and powerlifting and martial arts, but that was all over decades ago. And so how can I continue to keep this physique and be this strong at this stage? And so that is by optimizing my health with Titan Medical. It all stems from one thing: your blood work, what's going on inside of you. And that's the main thing that I'm focused about, is see how I can continue to not just be in the game. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be a weekend warrior. I don't want to say you got a dad bod. I want to be the pinnacle of the health and fitness industry decades after I competed. And I've always said this too. You got so many of these guys that were with me in the 80s and 90s, and they keep putting the pictures up from the 80s and 90s. I don't want to be that guy. I like the fact that I can still put up pictures of me today, even though I won the universe back in the 90s. That's the goal for me. I don't know what your goal is, but I can tell you this. I know you want to live, and I know you want to live your best life. And that starts with blood work. Over at Titan Medical, start today.